who are here present, members of the National Executive, and in particular the Secretary General, Senator Douglas Muzora, our Vice President, Senator Komich, Vice President, Senator William Zuri. Honorable ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate you for coming to this press conference. Some of you may not be aware why we have had to hold this press conference here. This is the site of the assault, the terrorism by people whom we suspect to be Zanu-PF. In fact, we have already indicated to the police on the people that we suspect through our security department. Nothing is materialized in terms of that investigation. This place was patrol bombed. We are going to be correcting the situation, but we just wanted you to have a first-hand account of the kind of terror that we are exposed to in the country. This is not an isolated event. Across the whole country, we've seen scenes of terror. Scenes of terror in the suburbs where people have been brutalized, terrorized, their property vandalized by people claiming to be sent by the state. We've also received cases of people having been raped. I'm sure you've read some of the articles. Again, by people who are doing it in the name of the state. And you are all aware that this is now 14 months after Mr. Mugabe exiting the political stage. But what we are seeing is actually an escalation, not only of the Mugabe type of terror, but we are actually seeing something that makes Mugabe look like a baby in terms of terrorism. We've seen very serious and gory developments in the countryside, in the urban areas, of situations where there have been serious crimes against humanity, serious human rights abuses, serious internal displacement of people, serious breakdown of the rule of law, serious of violations of fundamental freedoms as enshrined in our Constitution. This position is not just a figment of the MDC imagination, but it is something that has been indicated by the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission in line with its constitutional mandate. They've given an annotated presentation of the challenges that we have in the country. Not only that, the Catholic bishops have also voiced concern about what has been happening in the country. We've also seen political organizations in the region giving their own indication in terms of what has been happening in the country. Just this morning, as I came here, and I'm sorry for being late a bit, I had gone to Mbari, where I had gone to pay my condolences to yet again another young man who was killed. This young man was not killed during the protest. He was actually beaten up as he was coming from work on Friday. And then he bled to death. In Mbari, his name is Kudakwashe Kabandamuro. 22 years. He was working at Long Chain. On his way from work at Copacabana, he was grabbed by people who had an army truck and people who claimed to be soldiers. And they beat him up. When he was beaten up, he could not even survive. He's being buried this morning at Zororo. That's where I'm coming from. And this is only but an indication of the extent of the problems. We've recorded names of people who have sustained injuries, people who have died on account of gunshot. And we have Calvin Choto, age 22, of Unit A, 157A, Tungwiza. We have Abraham Nyakokoto, 35, of 34 7th Avenue, Bari, National, buried in Zororo. Trimon Achiwe of Glenview 8, buried in Chimaniman. This one was beaten up by people suspected to be Zanu-PF youth, but the rest gunshot wounds. Solomon Nyarua, Ward 6, 49, buried in Chimaniman. Chandiwe Nuwe in Epworth, Tinashe Kaitano of Ward 2 in Kadoma, age 20. You can see the age group. These are young people who had nothing to do with the so-called problems and violence, but these were just ordinary, innocent citizens.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.